The Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, is an important organization in India responsible for recruiting personnel for various civil services. Established by the Constitution of India, it operates as an independent body, meaning it functions separately from the government, ensuring fair and impartial recruitment. The constitutional foundation for UPSC can be found in Articles 315 to 323 of Part 14 of the Constitution. These articles outline the structure, appointment, and removal process of its members, as well as detailing the Commission's independence, powers, and functions. Article 315 specifically states that the UPSC is to be formed for the purpose of conducting examinations for recruitment to the services of the Union and of the states. This includes various civil services, such as the Indian Administrative Service, IS, Indian Police Service, IPS, and Indian Foreign Service, IFS, among others. Members of the UPSC are appointed by the President of India, and there are rules in place about how they can be removed to protect their autonomy. This ensures that the Commission can operate free from political pressure, allowing for a fair selection process for candidates striving to join the civil services. Additionally, the UPSC has the power to recommend the rules for the recruitment of services and to advise the government on matters related to promotions and disciplinary actions. This advisory role is crucial as it helps maintain the integrity of the civil services. Over the years, UPSC has also established exam protocols, including the Civil Services Examination, CSE, which is one of the most competitive exams in India. The process typically consists of 3 stages: the preliminary examination, the main examination, and a personal interview. This rigorous selection process is designed to identify candidates with the best skills and capabilities to serve the nation. In summary, the Union Public Service Commission plays a vital role in India's administrative framework, ensuring that high-quality individuals are selected for civil service positions. Its independence, as guaranteed by the Constitution, is essential for maintaining fairness in recruitment and upholding the principles of democracy and meritocracy in India's governance. Composition of the UPSC. The Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, is an important body in India that is responsible for conducting exams for civil services and other important positions within the Indian government. The UPSC is headed by a chairman, along with other members who are appointed by the President of India. The Indian Constitution does not directly state how many members should be in the UPSC. Instead, it allows the President to decide this number. Additionally, there are no specific qualifications mentioned in the Constitution for those who can be appointed as members of the Commission. However, it is required that at least half of the members have experience in government service for at least 10 years. This experience can be from either the Union Government, the Central Government of India, or from any state government. According to Article 316 of the Indian Constitution, the President not only decides on the number of members but also sets their working conditions and the term of service for both the chairman and members. Members of UPSC serve for a term of 6 years or until they reach the age of 65 years, whichever comes first. If they wish to resign before the end of their term, they can do so by submitting their resignation to the President. Moreover, as stated in Article 317, the President has the authority to remove members from the UPSC before their term ends, but this can only happen under specific circumstances. In cases where the chairman of the UPSC is not able to perform his or her duties, whether due to absence or any other reason, the President can appoint one of the existing members to temporarily take over the role of acting chairman. This situation can arise if the chairman's position becomes vacant or if the chairman is unable to fulfill their responsibilities. The acting chairman remains in this position until either a new chairman is officially appointed or until the current chairman is able to return to their duties. Overall, The UPSC plays a crucial role in ensuring that the civil services in India are filled with qualified and competent individuals, thereby maintaining the integrity and efficiency of the government. Its structure, as defined by the Constitution, allows for flexibility and professional governance, which is vital for the functioning of democracy in India. Removal of UPSC members. In India, the President has the authority to remove the chairman or any member of the Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, under specific conditions. The UPSC is a vital organization that conducts examinations for various government positions, ensuring a fair selection process. The President can remove a UPSC member in the following situations. If the member is declared insolvent, which means they are bankrupt and unable to pay their debts. If the member takes up any paid job outside of their official responsibilities while serving in their position. If the President believes that the member is unfit to continue in office due to mental or physical health issues. Additionally, a member can be removed from office for what is termed as misbehavior. However, in cases of misbehavior, the President must first refer the issue to the Supreme Court for an investigation. The Supreme Court will conduct an inquiry and then make a recommendation. If the Supreme Court supports the removal and advises the President to proceed with it, the President must follow that advice, as it is binding under the Constitution. It is also important to note that during the inquiry process, the President has the power to suspend the chairman or member of the UPSC. This means that while the investigation is ongoing, the member can be temporarily removed from their duties. According to the Constitution, misbehavior includes certain actions that can lead to removal. A UPSC member is considered to have misbehaved if they are involved in any contract or agreement made by the Government of India or a state government, or if they share in the profits or benefits from such contracts in any way that is not common with other members of a company. This definition ensures that the members act with integrity and do not have conflicts of interest that could affect their judgment. The relevant provisions regarding the removal of UPSC members are found in Article 316 of the Indian Constitution, which establishes the UPSC and outlines its composition and powers. Additionally, Article 317 provides the details on the conditions under which the President can remove the chairman or members, ensuring a clear legal framework for accountability and governance. Overall, these provisions reflect the importance of maintaining ethical standards and transparency in the functioning of the UPSC, which plays a crucial role in the recruitment of civil servants in India. Independence of the UPSC. The Constitution of India has specific rules to ensure that the Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, operates independently and fairly. This independence is crucial because the UPSC is responsible for recruiting civil servants, which plays a significant role in the governance of the country. Here are the key provisions that protect the independence of the UPSC. First, the chairman or any member of the UPSC can only be removed from their position by the President of India, and this can only happen under specific conditions laid out in the Constitution. This means that their job security is strong and they cannot be easily dismissed. The reasons for their removal must be serious, such as misbehavior or incapacity, making it difficult to arbitrarily remove them from office. Second, while the President determines the working conditions of the UPSC's chairman and members, these conditions cannot be changed to disadvantage them once they are appointed. This provision further protects their independence by ensuring stability in their roles. Third, the financial aspects related to the UPSC are also structured to safeguard its independence. The salaries, allowances, and pensions for the chairman, members, and their staff are paid directly from the Consolidated Fund of India. This means that these expenses are not subjected to a vote in Parliament, thus providing the UPSC with consistent funding and preventing any political influence on its operations. Another important detail is regarding employment after serving in the UPSC. Once the chairman completes their term, they are not eligible for any further jobs in the Government of India or in any state government. This rule helps maintain the integrity of the UPSC, reducing the chances of favoritism or conflicts of interest. A member of the UPSC who has completed their term does have the opportunity to serve as the chairman of either the UPSC or a State Public Service Commission, SPSC, but they are also not eligible for other roles in government. This ensures a flow of experienced individuals into leadership positions while preventing any further governmental roles that could compromise their previous independence. Additionally, if a chairman or member has already served one term, they cannot be reappointed for a second term. This rule is meant to bring in fresh perspectives and avoids the overconcentration of power within the same individuals over extended periods of time. These provisions are designed to ensure that the UPSC remains a credible and impartial body in the recruitment of civil servants. Articles 315 to 323 of the Indian Constitution outline the establishment, composition, and powers of the UPSC, emphasizing its independence and the importance of fair recruitment processes. Thus, the structural framework given by the Constitution not only strengthens the autonomy of the UPSC but also ensures that it functions efficiently, free from external pressures or influences. As a result, it can uphold the meritocratic principles that are vital for good governance in India. Functions of the UPSC. The Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, plays a significant role in the functioning of the Indian government. Here's an outline of its primary functions. Firstly, the UPSC is responsible for conducting exams for various government positions. This includes jobs in All India services, central services, and public services for territories that are directly administered by the central government. These exams ensure that competent candidates are selected for important roles in the administration. Secondly, if approached by two or more states, the UPSC can help in creating and managing recruitment processes for joint services. This is useful when certain positions require individuals with specific qualifications. By collaborating, states can optimize their recruitment efforts. The UPSC also serves the needs of individual states when requested by the state's governor and with the approval of the President of India. This function allows the Commission to support states in managing their civil services effectively. Furthermore, the UPSC provides advice on several critical matters. This includes guidance on recruitment methods for civil services and government posts. The Commission also helps outline the principles that should be followed when making appointments, promotions, and transfers among government officials. This ensures a fair and transparent process in civil service management. Additionally, the UPSC advises on disciplinary issues affecting government employees. This includes handling memorials and petitions concerning disciplinary actions. It also assesses claims from civil servants seeking reimbursement for legal expenses incurred while performing their official duties. If a civil servant suffers injuries during their service, the UPSC looks at claims for pension awards related to those injuries. Moreover, the UPSC can offer guidance on other matters that the President of India might refer to it. For instance, if any issues arise regarding appointments or qualifications, the Commission's insights can be invaluable in ensuring the integrity of civil services. It's essential to note that if the government does not consult the UPSC on these matters, the affected civil servant has no legal recourse in court. This means that irregular consultation with the UPSC does not make government decisions invalid. The Supreme Court of India has made it clear that while the Commission should be consulted, this requirement is more of a guideline than a strict rule. When candidates are selected by the UPSC, this does not automatically secure them a job, rather, it indicates that they are qualified for consideration. The Parliament has the authority to assign additional responsibilities to the UPSC, allowing it to manage personnel systems for various authorities, corporate bodies, or public institutions. This demonstrates that the Commission's role can expand based on legislative decisions. Each year, the UPSC submits a report to the President summarizing its activities and performance. This report is then shared with both houses of Parliament. Alongside the report, a memorandum is provided detailing instances where the government did not accept the Commission's advice and the reasons for those decisions. This transparency holds the government accountable for its recruitment practices and enhances trust in the civil service system. In summary, the UPSC is a vital institution in India that ensures fair recruitment, provides guidance on civil service matters, and upholds the integrity of government functions as enshrined in various constitutional articles, particularly Article 315 to 323, which govern the establishment and regulation of the UPSC. Limitations on the UPSC's jurisdiction. The Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, plays a significant role in India by selecting candidates for various governmental positions. However, there are specific areas where the UPSC does not have a say or is not consulted. Understanding these limitations is important to grasp how appointments and regulations function in the Indian government. Firstly, the UPSC does not get involved in matters related to reservations for appointments or posts for certain backward classes of citizens. Reservations are policies that aim to provide preferential treatment to certain communities historically marginalized or disadvantaged to ensure equal opportunities. The same applies to scheduled castes, SC, and scheduled tribes, SCENT. The UPSC does not participate when it comes to considering their claims in job appointments. Additionally, the UPSC does not need to be consulted regarding temporary or officiating appointments. If someone is appointed to a position temporarily for less than a year and it is critical for the public interest to fill the role immediately, officials can bypass the UPSC to avoid delays. This provision ensures that the government can respond swiftly to urgent needs without the constraints imposed by the UPSC consultation process. Furthermore, for appointments in Group C and Group D services, which consist of various lower-level government jobs, the UPSC's involvement is also not required. This allows for a more streamlined process in filling these positions, which is crucial for the effective functioning of government services that directly impact citizens on a daily basis. The appointments for the posts of chairpersons and members of boards, commissions, tribunals, and similar authorities also lie outside the scope of UPSC's advice. This means that for various regulatory and oversight bodies set up by the government, the UPSC's consultation is not mandatory. Another area where the UPSC's role is limited is in the appointment of heads of Indian diplomatic missions abroad. High-ranking officials such as ambassadors, high commissioners, and consuls general are appointed without needing the UPSC's input. This provision allows the government more flexibility in foreign relations and ensures that appointments can be made in a timely manner to address international concerns. The Constitution of India grants the President the authority to define which posts or services are not subject to UPSC consultation. Article 320 of the Indian Constitution provides the framework for the functioning and responsibilities of the UPSC. It allows the President to create regulations specifying matters where consultation with the UPSC is unnecessary. However, any regulations introduced by the President must be presented to both houses of Parliament for a minimum of 14 days. This allows Parliament the opportunity to amend or repeal these regulations if deemed necessary. An important piece of legislation related to this subject is the UPSC Exemption from Consultation Regulations, 1958. The President has modified these regulations over time to adapt to changing needs. In summary, while the UPSC plays an essential role in the recruitment and selection processes for various government positions, it does have limitations concerning which matters it is consulted on. These provisions ensure that the government can manage critical appointments efficiently while still maintaining oversight through the President and Parliament. Understanding these limitations helps clarify the dynamics of governance and public service appointments in India. The Constitution of India sees the Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, as a key player in ensuring that the selection process for government jobs is based on merit. The UPSC is responsible for recruiting individuals into various All India services and central services, specifically for positions in Group A and Group B. Additionally, it offers advice to the government on matters related to promotions and discipline of these services, but only when the government seeks its guidance. However, it is important to note that the UPSC does not deal with several aspects of employment, such as classifying services, fixing salaries, or setting work conditions. These areas are managed by a different body known as the Department of Personnel and Training, which is part of the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. Therefore, while UPSC serves as a central recruiting agency, the Department of Personnel and Training acts as the main body responsible for managing personnel in India. The influence of the UPSC is somewhat limited since its recommendations are advisory. This means that while the government can seek UPSC's input, it is not obligated to follow its recommendations. It can choose to accept or reject them. Additionally, the government has the authority to create rules that can define how the UPSC provides advice, shaping its role further. In 1964, the establishment of the Central Vigilance Commission, CVC, added complexity to the UPSC's role, especially in the context of disciplinary actions against civil servants. Both the UPSC and the CVC provide advice to the government regarding disciplinary matters, which can occasionally result in conflicting recommendations. However, because the UPSC is an independent body established by the Constitution, it holds a stronger position compared to the CVC, which was created through an executive resolution and was given legal recognition only in 2003. Relevant constitutional articles regarding the UPSC are found primarily in Article 315 to Article 323 of the Constitution of India. These articles outline the formation, composition, and powers of the UPSC, creating a framework for its functioning. Thus, understanding the UPSC's role gives us insight into how India maintains a merit-based system in its civil services, ensuring that competent individuals are appointed to public office, while also highlighting the balance of power between various governmental bodies.